good evening and thank you for joining us. Thunder Bay's 2024 budget is up for ratification. That's planned for tomorrow's City Council meeting and comes after some notable changes during deliberations. The budget was approved with a tax levy hike of 5.93% before growth and 5.48% after. One of the additions during the process was another $250,000 for the Thunder Bay Police Service. Despite that and other additions, Council hit its tax hike target, but many around the table still felt it wasn't low enough. Changes to the budget can still be made at tomorrow's meeting. For decades, Anishinaabe Nation has been advocating for the families of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, but now they're broadening that call to include Indigenous people of all genders. Chiefs at NAN's Winter Assembly supported a motion to shift their advocacy to missing and murdered Indigenous people. Deputy Grand Chief Anna Betty Echnapenescum says that change comes at the request of families of missing and murdered men and boys, such as the family of Alex Lawson, who's been missing for more than a year. Echnapenescum says the motion gives NAN a mandate to advocate for people of any gender.
It will address some of the lack of resources that we have for example, shelters. Like we don't have emergency shelters for, say, a single dad with children, our gender diverse citizens. You know, they become vulnerable because we don't have the resources to be able to provide them with those safe spaces.
Echnapenescum says the change won't mean any less advocacy for women and girls. In particular, she says NAN wants to see more funding for the prevention of gender-based violence. Confederation College hosted their annual Early Childhood Education Career Fair on Friday. It gives graduating students from the program an opportunity to network with colleagues as well as speak with potential employers across the district who are in desperate need of staff. Jaden Billick reports.
Daycares have been in a frantic search to find quality staff to fill their empty positions for quite some time. At this ECE Career Fair, employers are hoping to find hardworking, open-minded, and knowledgeable individuals who are inspired in the learning and growth of young children. Students graduating from the program will work in settings such as childcare, kindergarten, and family programs. Confederation College Program Coordinator Maria Cole says the district needs about 130 full-time ECEs in order to reach an adequate capacity.
So we have an opportunity for employers from the Thunder Bay District coming in to share about their program, their philosophy, and the amount of jobs that are required within the field. And we have students having the opportunity to learn to network and to be part of a community of early childhood educators and what is possibly available for them as they graduate.
The program is a 2-year diversified curriculum based on the needs of the community. With partnerships alongside the Thunder Bay DSAB, they're currently holding a fast-track syllabus as well as a pre-ECE certificate, inspiring individuals to work in the field of childcare education, where they can support children in their overall growth and development, innovation, and creativity to encourage and aid growth of our new generation.
The early childhood education field is a wonderful field to be in, and as a lot of people know, we are in a crisis right now, so most centers are looking for early childhood educators and qualified early childhood educators. There's a lot of growth within our community, and things like this at our career fair is we get to meet a lot of students, prospective employers, so it's a wonderful way to bring the community together.
The important role of an ECE gives opportunity to provide inclusive environments for children. From ages 0 to 6, kids are both developing and learning constantly from everything around them. Staff within the area daycares need to provide a secure and safe relationship with both children and families, as they are responsible to meet those needs while parents are at work. Second-year graduating student Maisie Lloyd speaks about her experiences.
So for the past 2 years, I've been open to lots of experiences at Confederation College. I have had the opportunity to work alongside some amazing early childhood educators, and I'm super excited to see where the program goes in the future.
Jaden Billick, TBT News.
Off to Sault Ste. Marie now, where a boy born with a rare medical disorder is packing his bag for Disney World. A 6-year-old boy named Memphis Rowland has battled nearly 20 afflictions in his life, but thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, he's now getting ready for his dream trip. CTV's Mike McDonald reports.
A hero's welcome for Memphis Rollin', complete with a red carpet celebration. Among the guests were Spider-Man, Batman, and Captain America, along with members of the Sault Ste. Marie Police Service. Memphis is all smiles after finding out his wish to visit Disney World has come true.
We spent the whole day researching and looking up videos and different excursions, and at the end of the day we said, what do you think? And he said Disney World, so that's where we're going.
Since birth, Memphis has battled through nearly 20 afflictions, including a condition called Goldenhar syndrome, chronic kidney disease, sleep apnea, and developmental delay. He's undergone more than a dozen surgical procedures and must often travel to receive treatment.
At this point, we're about a week every month that we're in Toronto, and everything medically for him is pretty much done at Sick Kids in Toronto.
Roland says despite her son's ongoing medical challenges, Memphis is unflappable and continues to rise to the occasion.
Some people might think it's something sad, but he's so resilient. Like now he goes in for blood work, his routine blood work, he sits there by himself. I got this, Mom. I'm big boy now, and it's awesome to see that resilience in him.
According to his teacher, Memphis is quite the student too.
Memphis, since he's come, has had so much perseverance. He's so brave, and the obstacles that he's overcome, you can't even tell in his day-to-day. He's made so many friends here, and they're so accepting and kind. He's just been a wonderful addition to the Pinewood community and our classroom community.
And despite his busy schedule and celebrity status, Memphis took a moment to share his gratitude with us.
Thank you for everybody coming to do this.
Memphis will soon be undergoing another operation at Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. Otherwise, his mother says he's doing well, and the family is looking forward to their Disney vacation. Mike McDonald, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
The 19th annual Easter Seals Snow-A-Rama event looked a little different this year. Snowmobilers weren't able to ride as much as they normally would due to the lack of snow. That didn't stop participants from northwestern Ontario and northern Minnesota from coming by to raise money in support of children and youth with disabilities. Jessica Clement reports.
Despite the minimal snow, the 19th annual Easter Seals Snow-A-Rama had a successful turnout, with around 80 people making the trek to Grand Portage Casino for the event.
Some people didn't even bring their snow machines because just not a lot of snow out there this year, but they're still coming out to support the cause, which is absolutely amazing. We're still raising a lot of money for Easter Seal kids. A lot of people out there just coming out, going to hang out at the casino for the weekend and show their support of Easter Seals and donating and participating wherever they can.
Easter Seals Northern Region Manager Rhonda Harrison says this year, over $29,000 was raised for Easter Seals kids. Throughout the year, Snow-A-Rama has raised over $575,000, with the funds helping to purchase mobility equipment, communication devices, and also provide summer camp opportunities for kids with disabilities. Harrison says it's been amazing seeing the event grow.
The Grand Portage Casino Snow-A-Rama is one of the biggest in the province. This actually kicks off our whole fundraising season for the year, so we're very grateful of all the support.
Participants usually have two snowmobiling routes to choose from, a 120-mile one or a 35-mile one. However, this year, snowmobilers only had about 12 miles of Minnesota trails to ride. Grand Portage Trail Riders volunteer Tony Swader says they were working tirelessly to ensure attendees had some kind of riding experience.
We did get a little bit of snow and we had the groomers out, and then we got a lot more rain and warm weather, but we got a little bit of snow. We had the groomers out last night. We got the trails flat. It's not going to be a racetrack, but it's going to be very enjoyable. So I'm so happy that all these people came out to help the kids.
Despite this year's setback, Brett Turner, lodge manager at Grand Portage Casino, says they plan on keeping the event going year after year.
We're already going to be ready for next year. We're trying to make it better. Last year was awesome. This year so far, awesome. Next year, we can only get better and better and better. So it's a partnership that we're very proud of, and we're going to keep maintaining it, as long as they want to keep maintaining it with us.
More information about Snow-A-Rama can be found on their website. Jessica Clement, TVT News.
This weekend's Winter Fun Day activity brought kids outside to Boulevard Park to enjoy some fresh air and play some snow games. The event was hosted by the Neighborhood Recreation Program, an after-school program for children in grades 1 to 6 that features crafts, games, activities, and sports. Today, visitors were able to enjoy a variety of outdoor winter activities, including snow spray painting, capture the flag, and parachute games. Adam Worsma says while deciding on the programming, they wanted to pick games that appeal to a wide range of kids.
Some of these activities usually lots of kids really like they usually like running around and stuff like that. I know like even at like NRP and stuff like that, like Capture the Flag is lots of kids usually like to play it. And I know with like playing in the snow and stuff like that, lots of kids just really enjoy like spray painting and stuff and being like very creative. It's kind of like how kids are kind of nowadays, I guess, or like it's just kind of like in their characteristics to do that.
Next week's Winter Fun Day activity will be skating with the Fighting Walleye and Healthy Kids Thunder Bay at Prince Arthur's Landing from 5 to 7 p.m. We're now joined by sports anchor Josh Miranda, who I'm told actually has better dance moves than Usher on a Saturday night. But we're not here to talk about the halftime show. We're here to talk about what was another phenomenal Super Bowl.
And Vesti, I got my Kansas City Chiefs red or San Francisco 49ers. The highlights coming up for you after the break.
Welcome back. Now, Josh, it was an absolutely fantastic Super Bowl. No surprise that Patrick Mahomes was there again, trying to solidify that dynasty.
Yeah, you know, Patrick Mahomes there, and then the last pick in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy.
That's right.
But Super Bowl 58 was one to remember between the Kansas City Chiefs and San Francisco 49ers, two of the league's best defenses facing off against maybe the greatest quarterback of all time in Patrick Mahomes, and the last pick in the draft, leading his team to the final stage in Brock Purdy, and it all came down to the final moments to be decided. It was to get here, but we made it. Super Bowl 58 between Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs versus Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. The last pick in the draft to be starting QB in the Super Bowl. It's very poetic, isn't it? But let's get into the action. Niners leading 3-0 early in the second quarter. Patrick Mahomes doing what he does best, making the impossible look possible. He bombs a 53-yarder to Mecole Hardman to put the Chiefs in the red zone. An absolutely unbelievable play, but what else do we expect from the greatest quarterback of all time? There, I said it. But then next possession, Mahomes going to hand this one off to Isaiah Pacheco. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but go down awkwardly, and the ball comes out. The Niners recover. Kelsey not enjoying the play call one bit. You're going to see here as he goes to his coach, Pacheco, you just absolutely need to hold on to it. There's Kelsey bumping head coach Andy Reid, showing his displeasure. Kelsey letting the emotions get the better of him on the biggest stage, being held back by Jerick McKinnon. Oh, that's just tough. With your girlfriend Taylor Swift there, not good, Kelsey. Niners march their way down the field with 4.5 to go in the half. And it's a trick play. Jennings throws it across the field to McCaffrey. And he, from 30 yards out, he's going to find the back of the end zone for the game's first touchdown. Finding the gap, nobody there to get a hand on McCaffrey. The Niners go up 10-0 in the Super Bowl, and with how good they've been playing all season long, yeah, it's going to be tough to come back on that one, Chiefs, but they got Patrick Mahomes. Third quarter now, Chiefs getting some points on the board, and they're going to be looking to add some more. Mahomes, he's going to hand this one off, or he's going to hit a wide open Marquez Valdez-Scantling in the end zone to give the Chiefs their first lead of the game. MVS's first catch of the game is the biggest for the Chiefs as they go ahead 13-10. Still going to be 13-10 to open the fourth quarter. Purdy slinging this one to Juwan Jennings, and look at the big boy strength here, dragging guys with him and powering his way into the end zone to give the Niners the lead once again. Jennings was a massive part of this game for the Niners, getting rewarded for his efforts and helping his team go up. This one eventually would head to extra time as the Chiefs kicker would hit one. But here it is, Mahomes and the Chiefs trailing. He's going to hit Hardman. The touchdown wins the game for the Chiefs. Back-to-back Super Bowl champions, the 7th longest Super Bowl of all time, as they win this one by a score of 25-22. Over now to some local sports, and the LU basketball teams played their final game at the Thunderdome for the regular season. Both teams took on the Ontario Tech Ridgebacks, with the Lady Wolves still in the playoff hunt and the men looking for one more win to clinch a playoff berth. Starting off with the Lady Wolves playing the 1-18 Ridgebacks. Close game late in this one. Kerpa Brar sizing up the defense. She makes a move behind the screen, pulls up and sinks the long 2 points to give the Wolves a 9-point lead. Few possessions later, Brar again with the ball. Similar play this time, baits the defender on the shot, drives in and gives a nice shovel pass to Eva Guerra for the wide open layup as the Lady Wolves snap their 7-game losing streak with a 56-46 win.
Mainly, our main focus tonight was we wanted to win it for our seniors. It's their last time on home court. Yeah, the playoff run is still there, but that was the main focus. I feel like we play harder and more as a team when everybody's on the same page and we do it for each other.
Yeah, good resilience there. It was back and forth battle throughout, and I think the battle of it was really a rebounding battle because both teams were shooting pretty poorly from the field. But big plays down the stretch by Kerpa, handling the ball there, making the right reads, getting to the line, getting buckets for us down the stretch.
Over now to the men playing up to a much tougher 14-4 Tech team. First quarter, Harold Santa Cruz cuts to the basket. He kicks it back out to Chris Sagal, and ooh, what a cheeky pass to get it to Santa Cruz, wide open under the basket. Then Sagal still at it. He finds his brother Tyler, who nails the knockdown three-pointer. A pair of Sagal's 8 assists in this one as the Wolves lead 20-11 late in the first. Third quarter now, Wolves up 52-48.
Chris getting it done himself now. He pulls up on a dime, dropping his defender in the process for the pretty ankle breaker score. Wolves trailing now in the fourth, 73-71, and it's Tyler this time trying to spark his team. He goes to work and pulls up for the long 2 points, sinks it to make it a new game. However, that is most of the offense they would get the rest of the way, as the Wolves drop their second straight game by a score of 85-79.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a tough game. Everyone worked their butts off, and we still have 2 big games coming up next weekend against McMaster, which is big for us. So I think we're going to start focusing Monday and just get right to it.
Yeah, honestly, the message tonight was take care of yourselves, embrace Jared and Chume. It was their last opportunity to play here. Have a good night, be ready to go Monday.
Both teams head to McMaster next weekend looking for at least a win to head back to the postseason.
Staying in local sports, the Cam River Fighting Walleye and Thunder Bay North Stars both went on the road for their next matchup Saturday night. Following their classic matchup Friday, the Fish were taking on the Bombers and the Stars facing off against the Ice Dogs in Dryden. Starting in Sioux Lookout, tied at 2s late in the third period. Puck's going to come around to Liam Bell. His initial shot is blocked, but he follows his rebound and buries the one-timer. Bell's 5th of the season would end up as the game winner, and the Walleye grabbed 2 points versus the top team in the league with a 3-2 victory. Then, over in Dryden, Stars up 3-1. Easton Glusher blocks the shot and then heads on the 2-on-1. He feeds it over to Christian Rapp, who makes no mistake. Rapp's second goal with the North Stars makes it 4-1, and that is how this one would end. The North Stars get back in the victory column. Their next game is back home at the Fort William Gardens Tuesday against the Wisconsin Lumberjacks. Nick Taylor continues to make history following his win at the Phoenix Open. After tying the course's record with a 60 in the opening round, Taylor rode his hot hand all the way to the end, defeating American Charlie Hoffman in a playoff to grab his 4th tour win. The 35-year-old Winnipeg native is also coming off his last tour win at the 2023 Canadian Open back in June. It was announced earlier today that Maple Leafs defenseman Morgan Rielly will have an in-person hearing with the NHL Department Player of Safety on Tuesday. In the final moments of the Senators' 5-3 win, forward Wrigley Gregg took a slapper at the Leafs' empty cage. Rielly took exception and gave him a cross-check to the head. The in-person hearing option affords the league the possibility of suspending Rielly for 6 games or more and is held at the NHL's office in New York. Rielly has played 769 games in the NHL, all with the Leafs. He has no prior suspensions in his entire career. And I think we have to just go back to the Super Bowl. The 7th longest game in Super Bowl history.
That was amazing.
And it started off really slow. I think a lot of people
I would say that first half, a little dull. Of course, I love defense, especially in the Super Bowl. We go back to that Pats one a few years ago, low scoring.
That one was just boring.
That one was a bit boring. But at the end, second half and overtime made up for it. Absolutely amazing. And I guess, Mahomes is becoming one of the greatest.
Get it done again.
Becoming one of the greatest of all time. Yeah. No doubt. But stick around after the break. We're going to have your full forecast for the week coming up. Welcome back. Now, Josh, we've been feeling it here in Thunder Bay. It's getting colder. We're seeing more snow. It's that time of year. We've been pretty lucky about it, but we're going to start, much like Usher did, on those roller skates at the halftime show. We're going to roll out into the region to start things off this evening out in Pickle Lake. That's the chillier part of the region at -15 overnight. Probably good to keep your team in a huddle there overnight. Keep nice and warm, but as we head south, of course, things getting a little warmer. Look at the North Shore, lows of -10 in Marathon and Nipigon. A little north there, -12 is the low in Greenstone and Armstrong. The warmer parts of the region are actually going to be Kenora at -7 and Fort Frances right along the border there at -6. And as you probably, Travis Kelsey, plenty of snow across the region all night. Well, that's not going to be Taylor Swift because it's sticking around until tomorrow as well. Of course, we're seeing better highs of -4 tomorrow. Red Lake, Kenora, Atikokan, and Upsala, Armstrong, and Greenstone all seeing those highs of -4. That snow sticking around. Cloudy throughout most of the region. Red Lake still going to be cloudy, but the sun's going to be peaking out there. A little warmer out in the North Shore as well. Nipigon, Marathon, both highs of -3. The high is -3 in Fort Frances as well. We look over to Sault Ste. Marie, their high is 0, which I, as a Cowboys fan, devastatingly know is the same number as the amount of Super Bowls Tony Romo has won. That's unfortunate. We're going to move on, though, right now in Thunder Bay. -5, the wind chill making it feel a little more like -7. It is cloudy right now. That wind coming in from the west-northwest at 5 kilometers an hour. For frame of reference, that's about a seventh of how fast Christian McCaffrey can top out his speed. So he's a fast guy, but that's not much wind this evening to worry about. Looking at our overnight drops, -8 is the low. Wind chill making it feel a little more like -11. And as I said, that snow is kicking in. It's going to be mostly cloudy overnight. That wind definitely picking up from the northwest, 20 to 40 kilometers an hour. And 20 to 40 is also the amount of times I reconsider being a Cowboys fan every day of my life, especially after those Packers playoff losses. Now, as I said, those flurries kicking in tomorrow to start our week. Tuesday's pulling an audible. It's going to be sunny and -5, but that snow just got punted off to Wednesday and Thursday. Chance of flurries Wednesday and Thursday, high of -3 and -5. Friday, a little chillier at -10. Now, of course,
Wow.
Josh, I'm out of breath. But still, those actually, when you look at it for this time of year, it's still higher than usual. It's above our seasonal. Is it above our seasonal temperatures? Yeah. Much like Usher would say, yeah, it's ludicrous, those temperatures.
Oh,
I know, it's brutal.
Little
But
John,
unfortunately,
I don't know.
that's all the time we have this evening. Thanks so much for joining us.